Oi, oi. Yes, we are back. I told you, we never run. No, 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 no. As long as we have much which is right to say, there is no way we'll ever run, right? There's no need for running. There's a need for engagement, right? And there is a need for understanding. Because what we have picked up is that many people they don't understand what they're saying. They just talk, talk, talk. Yeah, talk is good, but you know, somehow people need to think of what they're saying, right? And there is a need to understand what somebody is saying, right? That moves the needle, at least. But you just talk nonsense without understanding what you're saying. Yeah. Anyway, today's topic, let's dive into it. It's just, I can say, is one of the I will say a very important issue because it's what is affecting a lot of people, right? And mainly due to South Africa, right? Um, these issues of illegal migrants, right? You got illegal miners, you got illegal drug sellers, you got illegal this, illegal that, right? I think this is one of the sensitive issue because I will address something. I grew up in an era where we never thought of South Africa as a criminal uh, harboring place. You know, we never thought of South Africa as a place where you will be robbed, as like heavily robbed and be killed and stuff like that, right? We thought of South Africa as a safe place. It was a safe even though under apartheid it was not a good place to stay due to manipulation of one's mindsets, right? But after post 94, right, 94 elections, our former leader, may soul rest in peace, Nelson Mandela, because he was an individual who have interacted with the whole of Africa, if not the whole of the world, and invited people to come and share our happiness with us. But I think he meant it in a very good way, right? But sometimes when you post a message like China does, and you post a message in a way that people just feel like this is what he's saying. Go and rubbish the farmers. Go and of which maybe Mchana is not even meaning that, but because the crowd says, "Yay!" Mchana gets to be overwhelmed by the response of his. I don't know if I'll say minions or loyal supporters, whatever you call them. But anyway, um, what is the issue here? The issue is that you look back at most of our freedom fighters, right? They had to flee the country, go to different countries, right? You have countries like Tanzania, which I know was one of the bases of harboring our brothers and sisters who were in the, NK or in the ANC organization. And you have places like Zambia, you have places like Mozambique, Nigeria is one of them, Ghana, it's like one of the places. Botswana, sometimes they would have deported you. It differs, right? It differs, but many use the Botswana route. Remember, Namibia, it's part of South Africa. There you can't even say, hey, this way. No, you wouldn't have even gone there because that was South Africa, right? So, but Angola as well, African countries did their part. We understand that and we value that. And I will talk in the instance of Nigeria and Cameroon. These people used to take 20% or if not more of their monies, right, and give to the freedom fighters of South Africa, to foster for that freedom, to help our people, right? So now, what is the issue now? The main issue is payback time. You need to battle back, right? And worst of all, even places like Russia, It's Dobry Gin, Dobry Wuch, right? Uh, Privyat, right? I know Russian, sarcasm. You don't even know a single word of Russian. You just talk to me like, man, it doesn't even make sense. Anyway, um, uh, then people from Russia as well, they helped us a lot. You know, many of our freedom fighters were trained there. Mbeki was in Russia, I think. Even in China, it was this Tokyo Swale studied in Russia. Many of our freedom fighters, they went to Russia. Mabuza, right? You can like name a few of these guys who went outside there, get training. We were helped by these countries. And post 94, some of the Russian people, they migrated here after Yeltsin was like a drunkard, you know, he was drinking too much. They call him a drunkard. Yeah, you don't know Yeltsin, morals. ANC, you EFF guys, you're just talking nonsense. But anyway, like, look, this era is what we call payback time, right? It's like we have, like, as I said on another video, that we have went to the neighbors and asked for sugar, right? Now the neighbors are coming back, says, but hey guys, you need to pay back. You need to give us something. But because South Africa is a small country, a million point two or something, 1.2 square kilometers array, you know, most of the land which is, you know, accommodative, it's on the eastern part, it's not that much. It's mostly like mainly, I think, around 500 and something square kilometers. And we are all packed up in this small portion of land, right? So now to accommodate the whole of Africa here is not easy. Worst of all, to accommodate the whole of Europe here, because we are talking about migrants, but at most, we seem to concentrate mostly off our African brothers to say, yeah, this is from that. Yes, I know African brothers are a very big problem, but at the end of the day, we shouldn't like be closed up, our minds closed up to the, you know, realities on the ground, the happenings on the ground. To say even Europe, there are a lot of Europeans here who are in actual fact migrants, right? So, payback time, that is one thing that is happening now. And no matter how much we try to fight against it, as I said, it needs the government in the forefront, right? If the government is doing nothing about these issues, and there is a reason for that, it's because it's payback time. The government knows it's payback time, right? You know, how do you have an ANC, a SWAPO, a Frelimo, you have what was we call these guys? Zanu PF. How do you have those people in one talking the same language and think that you're gonna get a different output from whatever they're saying? There is no way, right? I say one thing, you can't do the same thing and expect different results. Doesn't work. Like China will say the same things, useless things, and expect that people will think, well, it's impossible. So now, what is happening here is that payback time, people feel entitled to just come in the country and do as they wish. So now, how do they come into the country? First of all, we know we have porous borders. Second of all, we know we got those of us who love money, paper, just a mere paper. We'll sell our whole country for that, right? The officials who are taking a bribe, creating fake IDs, and now these migrants have learned that as well because they managed to make some money. So what are they doing? They're doing even worse, right? You have people who have, you know, IDs and passports which they state that they are South African, but they're actually not South Africans, right? And you find a situation where in UK, in USA, they say they are South African migrants. Ah, Papa, no way, it's not South Africans. Forget it. South Africans, we like where we are staying. We are very patriotic, more than Americans are. We do not even want to move, let alone to just visit, right? That's South Africans for you, right? We were made that way to sit where we are, to nature where we are. That's why we will have to talk this much. That's why we will have to voice out and say, wrong is wrong, right is right. It's as simple as that. That's South Africans for you. These people of Muchana, they are not South Africans. Many of them are probably, check around 70% of these people who are supporting Muchanas, they are not South Africans. I tell you the truth. Probably. You know, South Africans are few because, you know, when we grew up with respect. There's no way you're going to disrespect somebody's grandmother and that person says, yeah, never, not in South Africa. No, forget it, right? Those are not South Africans. They are people with no mindset at all, people who just speak anyhow, people who don't value respect. And if you see, the behavioral pattern is the behavioral pattern of the whole of Africa. They thought here they have a Stoji who's gonna just stand for them until they destroy South Africa. Fuck off. Go to hell, guys. You will never destroy this country. Right? This is our country. We'll fight for it, we'll stand for it, and we'll make it a better country, what it's supposed to be. We'll do things in the right way. You have land there in Mozambique. You have land there in Zimbabwe. You have land there in Zambia. Wherever you have land, go and work your land, right? So now, yes, as I said, the porous border, that's the first thing. So there are solutions to this porous border issue, right? They can be, I'm not saying they will be 100%, listen to me, you EFF guys, because you will come and say, that cannot work. Did you try it? Sis, you didn't even try it. But there are countries which have done that and it's working, right? And I heard Malema saying, but if you like in Europe, I mean, come on, you cannot compare Africa to Europe. Africa, we got problems and big problems. Problems that are supposed to be solved by the owners of or the leaders of the African countries, right? If you have Mnangagwa beating up his people, where do you think they're gonna go, right? You can't say, if we open up borders. And some moron here mentioned the issue of, what is this thing? Manifesto. Fuck off. Don't tell me about a stupid thing, manifesto. That is a roadmap. It's what we call a roadmap, sucker. A roadmap, it's like, it's not substantiated, right? Right? It's not well defined what is going to happen, right? It's just giving you an outline of maybe this is what is going. That's a manifesto. That's why you see ANC manifesto is very good, way much better than your manifestos. DA's manifesto is very good, way much better than your manifestos. But what are they doing? Nonsensical ANC, nonsensical DA, nonsensical this, but they have a manifesto. Beaten by a new party which didn't even have a manifesto, the MK party, Mkondo Wesizwe party, right? So it tells you that that is just a paper with some stupid writings there that does not mean anything at all, right? Look, you need to know and understand what you are saying. If in your stupid manifesto you say open borders, we mean to say people can come through the right channels and stuff like that. African people, they don't think in that way. When you say open borders, you mean all the borders are open. They just can come in any way they like. That's what they think. You need to explain properly. People of Africa, this is what we mean when we say open borders, right? And say it on TV. Don't just say you go to a stupid roadmap and it's non-functional and that thing. Anyway, so now we have this porous border which needs to be sorted out. We got these officials who takes bribes and stuff like that, who needs to be sorted out, right? You got these Europeans who come here because they've got money, they feel like they can do, look at the Mexican cartel, can you imagine? And we, as South Africans, we don't know how famous we are out there. that everybody's looking to say, oh, there is a base, and these people have got enough money. By now, South Africa should have having something like, I think, the DEA or something like that, the Drug Enforcement Agency, right? Like in America, they do. Because South Africa is a hub for a lot of things. Why? Because there is money here. There are people who visit here from everywhere in the world, right? There are like a lot of things which are happening that our government does not even have any like information of what is going on. Why? We do not have intelligence here in South Africa. Forget it. The apartheid government used to have intelligence, proper intelligence. I remember when they're coming to my house. Oh, you'll ask in your pants and fun. With that long torches, you don't even know them, and those boots of theirs. Voila! That's what they will say. Anyway, like we have migrants. First of all, the first country we need to mention, let's not shy away from mentioning these morons. Mozambicans, right? Yes, they are our brothers, but they are morons. Why? Because they just come here anyhow, damage our infrastructure, rape our women, kill our people. Like, look, man, it's not fair, right? It's definitely not fair. After Mozambique, you got these Zimbabweans, guys. Come on, people. Yes, you came in the country, but find a right way of doing things. If there is a right way, right? At least, you know, for now, while we still have no solution, at least be active, do the right thing. You know, try to find the better way of doing things. Don't like whatever you learned there in your home country, you bring it here, you do wrong to our people. That's not fair, people, right? Illegally, you have accommodated yourself in our yard, in our house, but at the end of the day, you treat our house like it's your house. You come with your juju stuff, evil stuff, you pour them on the ground here, these oils, you find them everywhere on the roads here in Johannesburg. You go into McDonald's, you work there, you put some chefs in our food so that we dream badly, we have nightmares. Come on, people, right? You came in this country, you need to respect the laws of this country. No matter you came legally or illegally, respect us as people, right? Though you accommodated yourself in an illegal manner, but still respect this country. This is our country. You want to make it yours? Respect. That's the first thing, right? So you got, okay, Namibians, only a few, because you know, places like Namibia, they're still a little bit settled. We hope the elections will do well. We don't have any bad outcomes there, right? You got our brothers from another mother, the Nigerians, the Trigger boys, right? The problem with those we know, drug cartels, information technology, though if you check, main hackers from South Africa is mainly Nigerians, and they're not mainly hacking South African infrastructure. They're mainly hacking Europeans and Americans. You know, they are duping these Europeans who got too much money, Americans who got too much money. But the biggest problem with our Nigerian brothers, they take the women's and the young guys, they do not like that. Nigerians, please, don't take people's wives. Don't take people's women's because you got that stolen monies and stuff and you are using jujus from your countries and you are babalaos, you are obanjes. Don't do that, people, right? This is our country, respect it. As if I go to Nigeria now, I'll respect that country. If I go to Mozambique, I'll respect that country. Even though South Africans, as I say, we are very patriotic when it comes to our country, right? You have these Rwandans guys who came here and somebody here was saying, yeah, Rwanda, good what? Don't tell me about the dictator who has been. If that guy steps down, you will see what happens there. You see where the problem with Africa is. He's sitting there, he doesn't teach his young people on how to take good care of the country, right? As soon as, that's why he's even afraid to step down. Because you start to think, what is going to happen when I step? You need democracy, proper democracy, not stupid democracy that is happening all throughout, right? We call it a democracy, but you got a dictator like Malema wants to be, right? You got the Indians. Let's not shy away from speaking about these people, right? These people, they came here, some of them, yes, during the 1800s or so, but some of them did not come here rightly, right? Afterwards, they came here through whatever means, ships, because anyway, they controlled the harbors in Durban most, right? Our Zulu brothers controls nothing, right? And you wonder why, and there's a situation here in Johannesburg, City Deep. You go there, they sell minerals, whatever. It's Indians. You go there as South Africans, it becomes a big problem. So you wonder, but this is my country. I should be entitled to be selling these things rather than just anybody from somewhere, right? I'm not saying there are those Indians who are not South Africans. Yes, there are those who respect South Africa, who know South Africa, but there are those who are not from here. They employ the outsiders because themselves they're outsiders. You check it. This, I don't know if this Department of Labor, why don't it start looking at this issue of McDonald's, the issue of Steers, the issue of it is mainly those franchises, many of them, they are owned by these illegal Indians, right? And they employ what? Illegal people. They are not paying them well. They treat them badly. And you wonder, what is our government doing about that? You report that. That's why at most we blame our government, because our government is not an active government for that matter. We know that. That's a very big issue. Our government is not active. Our government just let things happen because they think, oh, if we do this, what will people... It's not a matter of what people say. It's a matter of, are you doing wrong or are you doing right? Simple as that, right? You got the white people, right? You got those people who are from Europe, from wherever they come from, right? And they come here. Oh, yes, they come with the 90-day free visa because we say we want our... What is that? Economy to boom because of the travelers and visitors and stuff like that. We got that analogy in black language. I say a visitor can come in my house so that I have enough to eat. And that's a good analogy because, yes, they bring about the monies, but at the end of the day, they overstay. They start being illegal in our country. There are those who are from those Scandinavian countries. We know them. There are many, right? They are the ones who are doing, this mob, whatever. They are the mob in South Africa. They are the ones who are selling drugs. You had seen those ones who were from Israel, having guns and stuff and monies in their houses. They are those who have seen, in actual fact, a way to take an advantage of South Africa because, look, South Africa, you can call it a mini Europe or whatever you want to call it, but it's somewhere where if, those people, they think in a very analytic format. They're not thinking about like this EFF morals. Anyway, like you check how they think. They come with things that they know will work and they've used them there, they've been working, but the system there is more advanced than our system here, right? And then it becomes simple for them to do whatever they want, right? And our government is not, formulating a new department to look at all these things to say, hey, we are an international country. We need to behave as such, meaning to say we need to beef up certain things that are responsible to cater for our country, to make it better, right? To make it more law enforced in a rightful manner, not in a very way that we are treating our brothers and sisters, but in a way that it is allowable, right? By law, whatever you can say, even though there is no law, right? You can see it in the ICC now that there is no law. People, yeah, you can't do this. But when it was somebody, yeah, you can do. What does that mean? There is no law. Simple as that. You have these Ethiopian brothers and Somalian brothers and whatever, right? Now you got the issue of the sponsor shops, selling rotten food and stuff like that. Mainly it's Indians, I'm telling you the truth, or Pakistanians, yes. You got these Pakistanians who are coming here selling food. I also wondered, why should it be that it's Pakistani people who come, or Indian people who come in this country, sell phones, sell the accessories of the cell phones and stuff like that, and computers. Why is not our government thinking about, okay, let's assist our people. Let's make them to have these things. Let's make them to be the end sellers. Let's make them to, to own these markets rather than outsiders coming in South Africa and having, that ownerships of the markets, right? We have a big problem in South Africa is that our government is not creating a proper atmosphere for people of South Africa to thrive. No, they're creating a proper atmosphere for people from outside to come here and thrive, right? You look at Nigerians who hack and stuff like that. They come here, they thrive. You wonder, why are these people thriving, living a better life, driving a better car, living in the best place? But we as South Africans, you're still living in the squatter camp. You wonder, but why? Why does the system has to be in that format that allows individuals to have a good life while we are suffering as South Africans? Doesn't make sense, right? Okay, you have places where harboring these illegal people, right? We know the places. There's no need to say, no, we don't know where the places are. We're still not. No, we know, all of us. We know Hillbrow is like an epicenter of this type of things. You got Sunnyside, you got Rhodoposh, you got like KwaZulu-Natal, you got everywhere, right? You got Braamfontein. You know where the people who are illegally here, they actually stay. But at the end of the day, as I say, we'll keep on blaming the government because we give the government that authority to exercise, right? But the government, they are not exercising their authority because they are scared of their trading relationship with the Mozambique, the trading relationship with the Zim, due to the history and stuff like that. But sometimes we need to say, look, guys, we understand there is history, but at the end of the day, there are things that we need to look at and address as, a collective, right? So again, statistics that is being projected, how many people, we don't even know. Can you imagine how bad that is? If somebody comes in your home and steal, you won't even be able to catch that person. If somebody kill your people, you won't even know who did that. You see, that system is very wrong, right? Highly, highly wrong. That you have people who are here, they can do whatever they want, like the people in Springfield, the USA, who are eating the cats and dogs. You don't know. But here it's a matter of we are trying to be neighborly, as Clarence Carter says. Neighborly. Don't you know? It's another man's wife. Yeah. You got that thing, right? We are trying to be neighborly, but our African people, they do not see that, right? They take advantage of that and very bad advantage. To come in somebody's house and kill while you still want to be there, it does not make sense. And it means to say, even these African peoples who are here, they need to say, no, you can't do wrong to these people. I saw the people who always will defend South Africa as Ghanaian people. They will say, no, you can't do that. Right? You Nigerians, you Cameroonians, you whoever. Look, it's good to come here and work and do a good thing for yourself and family and stuff like that. Come in the right way, do the right thing, and let us all prosper. Help the whole of Africa be a better place, right? You got these asylum seekers, right? I'm not sure, but in reality, this has to be a South African issue, not just a government issue. It has to be like these imbeciles, like people need to say, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. But I believe if somebody came as an asylum seeker, that makes sense. We used to be asylum seekers, right? We used to go to places where you need that, a safe haven sort of, right? So, and the political landscape of Africa is very bad. It's very not well structured and influenced by monies, right? It's not influenced by how we believe or how the old guys used to be. People like Thomas Sankara, people like, Mobutu and stuff like that, even though they were dictators, and Idi Amin. Okay, the other thing is the resources. South Africa's got too much resources, but the problem is the system that is being used to extract these resources, right? We extracted these resources in a way that benefit only a few. The monies that is extracted from here is going to Europe somewhere in the bank accounts, right? But we are not catering for South Africa. South Africa should have had maybe post-apartheid, like post-994, at least 3 or 4 more new cities, big cities, accommodating at least more than millions and millions of people. But we have not got to that point of understanding that, oh, we need to accommodate people in one place, which is very active, which is very production based, right? We, we need to start doing production. You know, somehow, I remember in my, engagement, right, as employee, as an owner, or whatever stuff like I did, I discovered that people from different parts of Africa are very good at certain things, right? Because normally in my places where I used to do, accommodate or supervise more than 1,000 people, right? You have groups, right? You have people from Mozambique, you have people from Zimbabwe, people from Lesotho, people from South Africa, people from, and also, I've discovered that in terms of our cultures, right? There are people within certain cultures who know a certain thing and who are very good at, right? If I make a team, I'll choose a team from different parts of Africa and bring them together, and the outcomes thereof become something amazing. I'm telling you, I know many of you have not been in that, position to kind of have understood that or done that, but if you become in that position, you will know that what I'm talking about, it's reality. It does happen. And, I've seen amazing outcomes, good outcomes. I've seen amazing things that African people can do. But the biggest problem is the system of our government, the way things are running. Sometimes, you find that our people are fighting for, to serve a madam with the person from outside. It doesn't make sense. These people should have been our madams, our servants, right? African people should have been in our courtyard, doing our gardening, doing, things that you can see and know and understand that we South Africans should even not be doing. Like when we talk about the, what is this, the low pay or whatever they call it, I forgot the name. If you talk about that, South Africans should not even be in that, area of earning a low income. We should have been middle or high income earners if you are earning an income. But many of us, in actual fact, we should have been owners. They've killed all those, colleges that used to teach people to do handiworks and do good stuff with their hands. They want everybody to study and copy and pass, and at the end of the day, you don't even know what you are doing. You're talking of Hong Kong English. That does not even help our country grow, right? And, at the end of the day, you say, yeah, I'm running to Europe because you are useless anyway. Right? Okay, solutions, right? As I always say, solution-based, right? I'm sorry to make this video long, but we need to get these solutions going. I say I accept your comments. No matter what stupid comment you want to put down there, it's fine. At least it's engaging, right? We need to engage with these African countries. We know where the problems are. We know the problem is Mozambique. We know the problem is Zimbabwe. We know the problem is Ethiopia. We know the problem. Why don't our government engage with this government and say, guys, we need a solution here. You can't just be posting people coming to our country and doing whatever they like. No. We need to side to you. Yeah, we need to give you a ticket. If these people do this in our country, we give you a ticket. The Nigerians, guys, they come here, they do this nonsense of selling drugs to our kids. We give Nigerian a ticket to say, guys, you need to pay this ticket, right? You need to compensate us for these things. Why? Because we are taking care of your children, right? And your children are misbehaving here, right? That is the system that might work, right? You need responsibility. All African countries need to be responsible of their people. You got those called, what do they call them? The mini countries inside our country. You have them in Pretoria, many of them, right? You got that one the Americans wants and the Europeans wants and the stuff like that. They need to be responsible, these people. You go there, you tell them you need to be responsible for your people, right? We are here as a country. We need to look at what we can do for them, but at the same time, you as a country, you need to look at what you can do for these people because it's not fair. Definitely not fair, right? Uh, Naturalizing people, that is a very sensitive topic. You need to hear from your people. Should we neutralize these people or not? And if we are neutralizing them, you got 30% or 40% unemployment rate. You neutralize them for what? How will you accommodate? You can't even feed your children, but you want more people to come in. It doesn't make sense. So that needs to be heard from these imbizos, right? You're talking about the imbizos. Those are the issues that needs to be discussed, right? As I said, farms on the borderline. These EFF morons who are looking for for land, give them that land at the borderline, right? On a 99-year lease. Let them fence that. Every farmer fence his yard, right? We got almost around 4,000 kilometers, man. Come on, how many farmers can you accommodate? You accommodate a lot of farmers, right? Put them there. There is water. There is that Orange River. There is what River. There is water is there. Resources are there, right? Give them that land. Provide them with capital. Let them be there and guard the border. They want land. That's why I said South Africa is going to be. Man, if look, we are coming in the government one day, and you will see it. We will exercise these things. We'll make sure that things work, not this moronic way of doing things. Pay the civil servants well, the border management guys, the soldiers, pay them well, right? You ask where the money is coming from. The money that you are stealing, the money that you take and spend in Dubai, that's the one you pay these guys with, right? Make sure that the nurses are paid well. Make sure that the police guys are paid well. Make sure that the civil servants as a whole, they are paid well. But not those beautiful women in the government departments. No, take those out. Put ugly mamas there. Yeah, those strong and powerful, like Vendavasho, you know. and Wakaina, you know them. Yeah, you know, and those big abantu bethu abayazi laba wabuya lapha kwaMbonambi. I don't know if you know kwaMbonambi, but anyway, those are the people you put in those positions there in the government. You will see the government will be very functional. I tell you the truth, it will be highly functional, right? Asylum seekers, I say this is a very sensitive issue, but it needs the collective. It needs people to decide, not just the government to say, yeah, we're gonna give them, asylum. But at the same time, as I said, the political system of Africa is very vague. It's very unprofessional. It's very not. In actual fact, it's not a democracy at all, right? So now, when these people are afraid of what can happen to them in their country, they're telling the truth, for sure. I tell you, go to Uganda, this Museveni has been there and also, doing wrong stuff to his people there. Look at, I think, Bobby Wine or whatever they call him, right? You tell that there is a system which is very wrong, right? Look at Zim, people running away from there politically, not being treated well and stuff like that. It's our lineage. We have learned in a wrong way. We're still doing that to our people, right? Look at Mnangagwa. He's a person who fled Zim to come here to South Africa because he was fleeing from his master. But now he's doing the same thing to his people. You wonder, what do we learn? What do we understand? What is the problem with us? He could just leave Zimbabwe and come here in South Africa and stay and have a good life and leave Zimbabwe to somebody else. But not Chiwenga. No. Create more work. South Africa needs to create work. But how does South Africa create work? It's not a government issue. Government just need to create a space to create work, an atmosphere of survival, an atmosphere of creating work, right? And if the government can do that, that will be the best thing that our people are looking for, right? So, yeah, I think those are the issues. And I believe, look, every one of us has got a solution to bring about. You speak, You bring up about a solution. You help people, make people understand. Don't, make people's minds be vague, right? Like, I'll always refer to these EFF guys. Their mindset, you can see, is vague. And that's why China will always lose, right? Vague mindset, right? And people who are supporting you, they don't even know what South Africa is all about. South Africa is all about oneness. South Africa is all about, survival, and no survival of the fittest. That's the law of the jungle. South Africa is not a jungle. You've got a jungle there, right? Yeah. Mozambique, where they are doing choo-choos, they don't even, you go there to Mozambique to get a choo-choo, you don't know that choo-choo is from even India. You go to Nigeria to get a choo-choo, that choo-choo is from India. You are saving Indians at the end of the day. That's why they're taking over our places, right? So we need to understand these things. We need to know, have a history. Let history teach us how to go forward, do the right thing, and be the best we can be. Look, I tell you, Africans, we are the best we can ever be, right? And whatever has happened, colonialism, apartheid, and stuff like that. But those things are not supposed to project our future. No. We need to come together and say, look, we are capable of doing things, amazingly so, right? So, yeah, that's a video for today, guys. And there will be another video, more and more videos, right? Let me share my thoughts. Let me share my analogies. You got yours. Share them as well. Let's hear. You can even swear at me. It's fine. May God bless you for that. You'll be blessed for that. Don't worry. But anyway, what I'm saying is that all of us, we need to be solution-based, right? We need to understand. That I'm saying here, I've done before and I'll still do it, right? I'm doing things. Look, this is the process. You don't just start today and be, big. You start small and, grow from there, right? So thank you guys for watching, those who have gone to the end of this video, even though I'm ranting about a lot of stuff. But anyway, the main thing is the solutions that I'm providing. Are they helping or are they breaking, right? That's the main thing. But anyway, I love you all, and I believe God will love you more, right? We would see you on the next video, guys. They say subscribe, I think, so just to get a video or get a rant from me. Yeah, for sure.